I'm back with another tag. Today I'm going to do the currently reading tag created by Charlie Rainhorse. I was tagged by Steve Donahue, so let's just jump right in. The first question is, how many books do you usually read at once? I usually read 3 to 4 books at once. 1 or 2 novels, a non-fiction book, and then maybe a poetry book or a short story collection. The second question is, if you're reading more than 1 book at a time, how do you decide when to switch to reading the other book? I switch purely by mood. Sometimes I'm in the mood for poetry or non-fiction, and sometimes the book I'm reading is just boring me or I don't like reading it at that time, so I switch. The next question is, do you ever switch bookmarks when you're partway through a book? Yes, I do. I have a favourite bookmark and a second favourite bookmark. I use my favourite bookmark for the novel I'm currently reading and taking everywhere with me. And I prefer this because it can be sort of curled around my fingers while I read. And it's sort of tactile and nice. The books I read less often get a bookmark from Book Depository, like this one, which I have in this poetry collection that I'm reading. So if ever a book transitions between being the one that I'm taking everywhere and being one I'm taking a break from, I move my favourite bookmark. The next question is, where do you keep the book you're currently reading? I keep all the books I'm currently reading on my nightstand, but the book I'm currently reading most intensively, like the #1 novel, I either keep in my bag that I bring everywhere, or I keep it on my reading beanbag. I'll show you. Like this. This is the beanbag, and then I have the book I'm currently reading, which is this one, with this thing to hold it open. And I have that whole ensemble standing on the floor by my bed. The next question is, what time of day do you spend the most time reading? I read on my commute, but mostly in the evenings. I decided to make my studies more of a 9-to-5 job, so I have all my evenings free. I spend those evenings watching series or films or reading. The next question is, how long do you typically read for in one go? Everything from 5 minutes to 5 hours, I guess, but mostly 1 to 2 hours if I read in the evening. The next question is, do you read hardcovers with the dust jackets on or off? Well, I'll just show you with the books I'm currently reading that are hardback. So I'm reading this poetry collection and it's hardback, but I've borrowed it from the library, so they sort of tape the dust jacket on. So of course I read it with it on. But I'm also reading this book, All I Know Now by Carrie Hope Fletcher, and when I own the hardback I prefer to read it naked. I like to keep my books in good condition, so that's why I do it. And also, there's one less thing to destroy or lose. The next question is, what position do you use to read? I'll show you. Like this. So basically, I'll sit against the armrest of the sofa with my reading setup in my lap. The next question is, do you take the book you're reading with you everywhere you go? Yes, usually. Lately, I've been leaving the book I'm currently reading at home, because I'm listening to podcasts on my commute and I don't want the distraction or the possibility of reading while I should be working. The next question is, how often do you update the progress in the book you're currently reading on Goodreads? I used to do this a lot, but now it's seldom. I usually just put it into currently reading and then take it out again when I'm finished with it. The only exception is if it's a really long book, it's a hefty book, I might update it to get the percentage of how far I've gotten, and that acts as a sort of motivator. The next question is, who would you like to tag? I would like to tag Camilla at The Chameleon, Heather at Love Me Some Sarcasm, and Alexandra at Travel Through Chapters. So yeah, that was the tag of the day, and I'll see you later.